At this point in time, I've been a Destiny player for a little over 4 years. And the entire time I've been a part of this community, I've always been a person that people come to for advice, insight, tips, or really anything if it was Destiny related. The Destiny franchise is one of the very few that's piqued my interest enough for me to become affined enough to dedicating myself to learning everything about the games that one person could possibly know. This is applied to the extent where I've always hated it when a Destiny player from a different console has asked me to help him with something in game, only for me to sadly inform him that we don't play on the same console. I've always been an Xbox player, and despite also owning a PlayStation 4 and a gaming PC, all of my characters, memories, gaming history, clan, and whatnot is tied to my Xbox Live profile. And this has always confused me because Destiny is referred to as a shared world shooter, but how much of the world is really being shared if we're limited to only being able to play with people on the same console as us? As of presently, we have no idea if we'll ever be able to use the same 3 characters and transform between the 3 platforms that Destiny 2 is currently available to be played on, despite the fact that Bungie stated that it's something that they're looking into. I was also going to say that I had no idea that clan rank progression is shared across all platforms. Yeah, I didn't find this out until I recently started playing Destiny 2 on the PS4. And the only way I was able to figure this out is because I added my PSN account to my Xbox Live clan so I can rock my clan tag even when I'm on PS4. I went over to Hawthorne and found out that I had clan engrams waiting for me, and my clan was almost maxed out just like it was on Xbox. My assumption was that clan rank progression is separated based by platform, and this was a fair assumption which derived from the fact that cross-platform play isn't a thing in Destiny 2. My PSN account is the only member of my clan on PlayStation, so I thought that I would have to do all the clan progression alone. So why is it possible that PC, Xbox, and PlayStation players can all be in the same clan and can't directly game with one another unless they're on the same platform, but they can rank up the same clan? That will never make sense to me, and I feel that this is a fairly decent example of crossplay because it's something that's happening cross-platform. The only problem is that the members on different platforms aren't directly gaming together despite the fact that they're leveling up the same exact clan. They're fighting for the same exact cause, but can't actually play together. That's odd to me. But I do have an idea of how we would be able to use our characters on a different console. Okay, so allow me to preface this by saying that Bungie.net and the Destiny Companion app have always been the most useful first-party tools to have as a Destiny player. Bungie.net was just as amazing when it was used for Halo, and I've always been satisfied with how organized the website is and how much interaction a website could have with a game. Why wouldn't it be possible for Bungie.net to also exist as an app or program available to download on consoles that you could log into using the same credentials as your Xbox Live or PSN account? This would be similar to having a Battle.net or Steam account. All of your character information would be tied to this one account, and before you load it into the game, you would have the option of signing into the Bungie app to import your characters over to the opposite console. I 100% realize that Destiny is a looter shooter and the grind is a huge part of the entertainment and culture of the game, but nobody is ever excited to redo activities that they've already done several times already just to catch up with everybody else. And having to play through all of the campaigns, recollect weapons and armor on different consoles, in favor of having 3 characters that you put a lot of time into that you can't take with you to a different console is not a part of the grind. It's an encumbersome, boring waste of time. Now, I enjoy playing the Destiny games, but the frustration of having to start over entirely from scratch if you decided to completely move over to another console or simply play on both consoles is completely unreasonable and unnecessary, especially when you're someone like me who sees a lot of sentimental value in their characters. And there's usually a lot more of a sense of sentimentality when you're a Destiny 1 OG who transfer your characters into Destiny 2. Now, I don't know how many people can relate, but I'll never be able to create 3 brand new characters on another console and have the same affinity for those new characters that I will for my original Destiny 1 characters that I've been using for the past 4 years. As I was saying before, I've always been an Xbox player, and the only reason why I got Destiny 2 on a PS4 is so I can actually be an asset to players who either don't have anyone to game with and or those who don't have many reliable people to help them with certain in-game activities. I have so much knowledge and expertise when it comes to the Destiny games, but what good is that doing for anybody if I don't have the ability to game with them? Now, when it comes to crossplay, I can actually see why this was never possible in either of the Destiny games, and if I had to be honest, I'd say that the PlayStation exclusive content is the majority of the blame. Even though the PlayStation exclusives have never been anything to write home about, for the exception of the Hawkmoon in D1 and the Wave Splitter in D2, I could still see them causing some problems if Xbox and PS4 players are able to play together. Speaking of Hawkmoon, this weapon was incredibly powerful in year 1 of Destiny 1 before hand cannons got a blanket nerf, and if crossplay existed in Destiny 1, it would have been a huge problem because the Xbox players didn't have access to the Hawkmoon until the Taken King expansion came out. So just imagine being an Xbox player going against somebody in PvP and getting beasted by a weapon that you wouldn't be able to attain until a year later. That would definitely raise assault levels amongst the entire Destiny player base on Xbox. The only only way to countervail this and to retain PlayStation exclusivity at the same time is for Xbox to have exclusive items as well. I was told that Sony paid Bungie to have exclusive gear for PlayStation players, so Sony and Bungie created a partnership. Now, I'm not sure if other companies could also create some sort of partnership with Bungie, or if Microsoft could simply grease Bungie's palms to give Xbox players exclusive content as well. If it's the latter that applies, that would be fair, because after 1 year, the Xbox players would get the gear that was formerly PlayStation exclusive, and the PlayStation players would get the loot that was formerly Xbox exclusive. A lot of people, and this includes the PlayStation side of the Destiny fanbase, has never particularly agreed with the PlayStation exclusive content, especially when it comes to exclusive exotic weapons. The most common complaint that I heard was in regards to the drop rate of exotic weapons, and aside from the low drop rate of exotics in year 2 of Destiny 2, this was never really the worst of all things, because eventually Xur would sell that exotic weapon you've been after. But Xur sells the same wares for all consoles, and as long as a certain exotic weapon is PlayStation exclusive, it can't be sold by Xur until it becomes available for other consoles. I guess at this point in time, all we can do is keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best, despite the fact that this is exactly what we've been doing for the entirety of Destiny 2's lifespan. But that does it for this one, everybody. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to drop me a like, and if you're new to my neck of the woods, do yourself a favor and subscribe to the channel for more elite gaming content. But with that being stated, 1LHD is over and out. Y'all take it easy.
And I need all of you to stop